Hello, my name is Brent Stutzman, and this is a companion video to the blog post that I wrote, 3 Reasons Why Your Private Practice Isn't Showing Up on Google and How to Fix It. And the first reason that I write is that your website is confusing to Google. Now, as I said in the article, Google crawls your website, and so the words that you have on your website is important because Google reads all those things. So the first thing you need to do to kind of give yourself an audit to see if you have the right words in the right places, and we're going to be looking at the title description, the H1 and the H2 tags. The first thing you need to do is go to the Chrome Web Store. You're going to use a Chrome web browser, and you're going to just search for SEO Minion, and it's free. You're going to download that. And this is the website we're going to be looking at today. It's a newer website, and so this is a perfect example for us to do this. So what you're going to want to do is click on this SEO Minion tool, and then you're going to click on the Analyze On-Page SEO. And we're going to see some things here right away. So this is going to be your title description, your description, and then you're going to show your H1 and H2 tags. And I say in the article that the title, think of your web page as like a magazine article or like a long form article. You're going to have a title. The title of the article is going to tell you what the article is about. And then you're going to have subheadings that it further explain, kind of breaks up what that article is about. So your web page is like an article. You're going to have a title, and you're going to have these like headings and subheadings. So right now, the title of this website that Google uses to rank your website, right now it says welcome. And what we see here is this website's really about mental health practice, or it's a collaborative or a collective of mental health practitioners, and also massage therapists. And actually, it's about holistic healing. So they have all these services underneath this kind of main business, Haven Holistic Healing. And right now, the title of their website just says welcome, and then we have to change that, and I'll show you an example of what that could look like. They do have a description, so that's helpful, except Google doesn't use any of this in its search to rank your website, although it is helpful to use it, like people will read it underneath the title, but right now the title just says welcome. The other thing we want to look at are your H1 and H2 tags. And these are the H1. The nice thing is they have one H1 tag, which is really important, but it just says welcome again. The H1 tag is also telling Google these are the primary words that describe my website. It's forcing Google to say, or it's forcing Google to read these words as the most important words on your website. H2 are like subheadings, where you have secondary kind of phrases or words to describe what your website is about. Okay, I'm going to take you to a website, a client of mine here called Kid Matters Counseling, and wanted to show you that here is their title, Hinsdale Child Therapist, Counseling Anxious and Angry Children. And I say, welcoming patients from Western Springs. Okay, so a good title is going to describe what your website is about, because you're telling Google what it's about. And what I'm doing is I'm putting what they call a geolocation, name in here. It's really just the name of the city, and then child therapist. One, I want us to rank for child therapists, those keywords. I want the homepage to rank for that. But it's also describing what to potential clients, the parents, what we are about. And then down here, I have H1. We are child therapists counseling children ages 2 to 12. And you'll see that's right here on the title. So I'm telling Google, and I'm also telling the users that this is what we're about. And then H2 here is just their subheadings. Our child therapists help kids. You can see how these all flow out. So then our H3. So you can see that I'm telling Google what we're about. One, using these keywords like Kid Matters, getting our name in there. We're talking about anxiety, talk about children struggling. So all these things are important, but really the most important ones are your H1 and H2 tags. You want to make sure you have those clear. At least have you need to have one H1 tag and maybe 1 or 2 H2 tags. That can just do a lot for your website. Okay, so that is review of how to see if your website has a proper title, and then an H1 and H2 tag. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is reason number 2 on the article that I wrote, titled "Nobody is linking to your website." As I say in the article, links are like a thumbs up or a like on social media for Google. The links to your website are links that come from another website, so they call them inbound links. So other websites linking to your website. And those links are generally, you could be seen as like trust signals to Google. It's like it's showing that your website has authority in a particular area. And so links are important. And the good news is you don't need a ton of links, but you need some links coming to your website. And so I have a tool. This is a paid tool called Ahrefs. You might be able to sign up for like a 7-day trial or something like that and just do a quick little search for your own website. Another one that I use is called Ubersuggest. They might do that for free, so you just want to check, but it's worth to just kind of see who's linking to your website. So you'll see here, they don't have any links coming to your website. So either this website is really, really new, or they literally have no links coming to their website. One idea here is that, let's see here, these ladies here, or this lady, or other people who are on their team, like what they need to do is potentially linked to this website. So if they have their own individual websites, then they should be linking to this website as well. That could be really helpful. Those are extra backlinks that could be really powerful for the website. So right now there isn't any links to this. So let me show you an example of what a healthy link, so this is Kid Matters Counseling. When I show you, they have 737 backlinks. There's 226 domains pointing to the website, or they have links coming from over 200 different websites. So this is a good sign here that they have a lot of. Now the links are growing. Now these are a lot of links. You don't need this many links. You don't need over 200. I mean, if you can get 15, 20, 30 links, that's going to do a lot for your website, because a lot of the competition, I would imagine, just from experience, doesn't have that many links. So links coming to your website, inbound links, those are really important. So I wanted to show you a little bit about what that looks like. All right, so the third one is the reason why you may not be showing up on Google when your ideal client is searching for you is that your website provides a bad user experience. So the way Google tracks a user experience, or the way they have these different metrics, are if somebody scrolls, stops, clicks on a link, watches a video, fills out a form, clicks around these different headings, reads a little bit, and also just how long they're spending on your website. They know all of this stuff. So here are some tips on how to improve that. One is to not have a bunch of tiny paragraphs, or a bunch of paragraphs with tiny print. Just imagine how you would consume content on a website. You're not necessarily reading these at all. You're just going to glaze over it. And what you want is these should be links. So if they're going to go to our services, I would just link out the services, which they're at the top here: behavioral health, nutrition, I would just link them out right here. Boom, boom, boom. So they can click on it. Our providers. Maybe there should be a link to a provider page where they can all take a look at the different providers that are associated with Haven Holistic. So this is great. They got a testimonial. That's really important. They do have this, so that's good. They have a contact page. This Haver should be all the way down at the bottom, but I digress on that. They should have a video like right here talking about what Haven Holistic Healing is about. It's nice that they do have some links here, but if I would click on it, so nobody's going to be reading this. This can be helpful. This is just pricing. Not many people read this. Again, this isn't going to be read. So what I would do is make things as bullet point and scannable as possible. So just so people will know, because Google's going to know that I'm clicking around this really fast too. 1 or 2 clicks in, yeah, no one's going to read all that. 1 or 2 clicks in, they're gonna click away. That's what's going to happen. And so those are just some tips on what you can do to provide a good user experience on that. So if I go back to Kid Matters Counseling, hold on, let me see this. Great user experience. One, because it's scannable. So is your child struggling with, okay, check mark. Now again, I said there's some tiny print here. Most people won't read it, but those who want to will. But at least you're showing the big header, the sub points here. Here's a video they can click on. Here's how they can get started. Really easy. Big call to action button. Schedule an appointment. That's the other thing. Like, what's the action you want them to take on here? There's no kind of clear action like schedule an appointment or that type of thing. Nor is there any clear call to action on this is well, like, what do you do with this? Like, okay, I want to schedule with this person. I guess you call them. So these are all, looks like they're all different phone numbers, or you email them directly. I think you just need to make that clear, like email them directly to schedule an appointment. So make sure there's a clear call to action. Again, a lot of these, when I say putting that information in bullet point form, if you go to like these profile pages, eye movement, let's see, they usually list out some people like these here, training, EMDR, brain spotting. These should all be in bullet points, because then people actually read it. We have testimonials. We have another video and our mission statement. So that's kind of just a short little overview of how to provide a good user experience, because you want people to click around on this. So like, for example, I'll just say this. Here's a, you can go and click on, see the child therapist that we have, and then they can go in and check out the different profile pages of the actual individual clinicians. So, all right. Last thing I'll talk about is the bonus tip, and it's register for a free Google business profile. So you would sign up for a Google business profile here. It's free. And this is what it is. So I just typed in Kid Matters Counseling. It's that information, this knowledge panel that's on the side. It's got pictures of the office, maps, it's got reviews, it's got links to the website. It also has posts, products, and then if you go down here, you'll see posts. This is all free. Google gives you all this information for free. It's wild. It's super wild. So I would highly recommend that. Make sure that if you have a physical location, please fill out a Google My Business, because as I say in the article, over 50% of the new clients are going to come through this. And you want to make sure this is all dialed in, your website's all dialed in, everything, the Google business profile is linked to your website. That will do an amazing amount of heavy lifting for you to start ranking on Google. Thanks again for spending time with me. If you need help scaling or growing your practice, just go to brandyourpractice.com and you can go under my free resources and hit the blog button here. And in that blog, I have a lot of resources, especially a big one here on how to launch your private practice. There's a checklist. It's a free checklist. You can get it, everything that you need to do to just get your private practice launched. I also have a lot of podcasts recorded with other private practice owners, past owners, on how to scale and grow and brand your practice. And there's just a lot of resources here that you can take advantage of for your own private practice and marketing and growing it. If you also want to take a look at my products, I got a few here. My marketing agency, a sales funnel audit, if you need me to take a look at your website and kind of give you something similar and feedback so that you can show up on Google, I can do that as well. All right, thank you so much, and hope you are able to grow your practice and show up on Google when your client needs you the most. All right, thanks.